Episode 5 of The Acolyte has come out, and even though it's mostly just one big fight scene, the writers have somehow managed to fuck even that up by incorporating stupid decisions that make no sense. First off, we have X-23, who is only a Padawan, and yet she managed to keep up with and injure a Sith Lord, the same Sith Lord that easily killed several Jedi Knights all at the same time, and yet he struggles against the complete novice. The fact that Discount Ezra Miller keeps teleporting away mid-fight just when he's about to win, all so that the characters can come back later and attack him again. We have Force users able to fling each other around whenever they want, and yet no one just chokes the other person to death, which you'd think everyone would be trying to do, especially since Discount Ezra Miller is wearing magical bullshit armor that allows him to headbutt lightsabers. And considering his plot armor is so amazing, why doesn't anyone else in the galaxy have it? I mean, who wouldn't want Jedi-proof armor? And we have some more of that bullshit Force healing that Rey did in The Rise of Skywalker. Now that's bad, but what's worse are the characters, whose motivations keep changing at the drop of a hat. May loves her sister but then tries to kill her for a second time. Discount Ezra Miller wants to stay hidden but picks a fight he didn't need to because May has no idea as to who he is, so it did not matter if she surrenders to the Jedi. And Yoda's willing to follow orders no matter what, unless you ask him not to.
Sol gave me an order. I don't want to have to subdue you, but I will.
We have to go back. Follow me.
Nothing these people say or do makes any sense, and that's because they have no thought or personality. They're just checkboxes to be ticked off, and honestly, when they died, did anyone even give two fucks about them? Now, apart from these stupid choices, the fight scene as a whole is okay. It's not as good as the prequels, and there are some moments in them that are noticeably bad, such as when Discount Ezra Miller's back is turned, and X-23 doesn't just immediately strike him down. No, she runs past him and does a stupid dramatic jump instead. Or how when Sol restrains Discount Ezra Miller's arm, and all X-23 does is kick him, instead of just stabbing him in the chest. And this scene, which people think is good, but when you slow it down you can clearly see that they are not even aiming at each other. But apart from those errors, the fight is fine. People say it's the best fight since the prequels, and it's true, but that's not a compliment, since in the sequels we have the Rey vs Kylo Ren fights, and each one got progressively worse than the last. In Kenobi, the Obi-Wan vs Vader fight took place in the dark, and was shit. And worst of all was Ahsoka, where the actresses looked like they suffered from some sort of motor neuron disease, what with how badly they moved their bodies. So yeah, I guess it is the best fight scene since the prequels, but that's like coming first in the Special Olympics. Lastly, before I go into the plot, I want to talk about the worst thing in this show, and it's the main actress, Amanda Stenberg. She is simply not a good actress, and is about as enjoyable as a napalm enema. Both of the characters she plays are the worst thing about the show, as they are equal parts boring and unlikable, which is only made worse by her stiff, bland acting.
The Jedi got what they deserved. Those Jedi were more my family than you ever were.
Do we have to put up with this? I mean, can't we get a better actor?
And I think she knows that she's shit at her job, which is why she released a cringe rap video calling people racists in order to drum up some controversy. She's done this because it's a grift. Her plan is Trevor's axiom, to get a reaction from the fanbase, which she will then use to play victim. This will then cause the retards in the shill media and Hollywood to jump to her defense and try to hire her for more movies, which will propel her career forward. She intends to trick them into thinking that they are fighting racism by hiring a half-white bad actress that intentionally picks a fight with the audience. Now, I don't think that this will work because she's already about 5 years too late on the race grift, and she hasn't been established long enough yet to get away with costing studios money. But at this point, I don't know what's more embarrassing about Star Wars, that or this.
Star Wars is for everyone, regardless of race,
regardless of religion,
regardless of gender.
This is gay. This is really gay. Yeah, this is even gayer than all the men getting in a big pile and having sex with each other.
Anyway, here's the stupid fucking plot. It picks up from the last episode, where Osha wakes up after all the Jedi have been easily pushed over like a fat kid in a playground. Discount Ezra Miller is in the middle of killing everyone, but as he does this we can see that not only is he able to headbutt lightsabers, but short-circuit them as well. You may be asking, what is this magical bullshit armor and where did he get it?
I don't fucking know.
Now, usually when you introduce a new element that can fuck up all the world building into a show, you set it up first. But no, we don't even get a throwaway comment. Jedi-proof armor is now in Star Wars, until the next show comes out, where it's immediately forgotten about, just like the holdover maneuver.
We need to put some holdover maneuvers. Do some real damage.
Come on, that move is 1 in a million.
So he goes on to easily kill most of the Jedi, but just can't seem to kill Osha or May, even though he has many opportunities to do so. Like at the end of episode 4, he had the perfect chance to peg Osha with his lightsaber, but didn't. No, he just threw her out the way.
Why?
You may think that he wants her alive, but that isn't true either, as later on he throws his lightsaber right at her, and the only reason she survives is because she was saved by Sol. And in May's case, she has her hand cuffed and is right in front of him, and even though 2 minutes earlier he has been depicted as incredibly dangerous, in this moment he can no longer aim and accidentally cuts her free.
Well, that's just silly. Silly, yes. Idiotic, yes.
The only reason the arsehole twins survive is because of plot armor and shit writing. Sol then says this to discount Ezra Miller.
You carry a Jedi weapon, but you are no Jedi.
Geez, I wonder what gave it away. Was it the red lightsaber and black clothes that every Sith wears? But as stupid as that was, his reply is even worse.
Who are you?
You don't remember me.
How could he remember you? You're wearing a mask to hide your identity.
What are you, fucking stupid?
Now, you may be saying, well, he can just read his mind and find out, but get this.
Show your face.
And let you read my thoughts.
That's right, he's wearing a Magneto mask.
That's just silly.
So alongside being able to block a lightsaber, it can also stop the Force from reading his mind like a tinfoil hat. I wonder what else the helmet can do. Oh right, I forgot. It's simply magical bullshit armor that can do anything the writers want it to do.
That's so fucking lazy.
So as Sol is fighting discount Ezra Miller, May, who was going to surrender to the Jedi last episode, gets into a pointless fight with X-23 and tries to kill her.
Why?
They then have a bit of a wrestle until X-23, a fucking Padawan, somehow overpowers and beats May. She is so amazing, in fact, that afterwards she fights discount Ezra Miller and even manages to break his mask. Fortunately, her girl boss powers wear off and he stabs her 3 times in a perfect triangle, so that the audience definitely knows that she's dead, as usually this is the case.
I heard your repairs were complete.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch?
Discount Ezra Miller goes on to take May hostage before threatening Sol, saying that if he doesn't give up he's going to kill her, which I'm all for, since killing May would actually be a good thing.
It seems the tables have turned again.
Not really. Kill the little bastard, see what I care.
Unfortunately though, Sol doesn't do this and ends up tossing his lightsaber away.
What are you doing?
Sol then asks why discount Ezra Miller has chosen to reveal himself now if his plan was to stay hidden, as him picking a fight with all the Jedi was completely unnecessary, since May has no idea as to who he is, and this is his answer.
Why risk discovery?
I did wear a mask.
Are you fucking retarded?
Anyway, we cut to Yord, who is trying to escape with Osha. He immediately gives in to her when she says that they have to go back, but once they do, Yord gets overpowered and his neck snapped.
Oh no. Anyway, last week...
Now, despite discount Ezra Miller trying to teach May not to use a weapon on a Jedi, because clearly they don't work, without a weapon he immediately gets the shit kicked out of him by Sol, proving to everyone that his lessons are fucking retarded. Sol almost kills him, but is stopped by Osha.
Why? Why would you do that?
She just witnessed him break her friend's neck, and yet she wants to spare him. Why? He's one of the most dangerous individuals in the galaxy, and he said that everyone who has seen his face has to die, which means that he will not stop trying to come after them. There is absolutely zero reasons to spare his life.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
So because we still have 3 more episodes left, the incredibly dangerous Sith is just allowed to get up and grab his lightsaber. But despite telling Sol not to kill him, Osha then immediately tries to kill him by sticking a light bulb on his back, which gets him dragged off by a bunch of giant man-eating insects, because they're attracted to light, although they haven't been attracted to all the lightsabers going on, even though it's in the fucking name. May appears and stuns Sol before the arsehole twins start arguing with each other. And my god, this scene shows us just how shit Amanda Stenberg is as an actress.
Leave Soul out of this. He stole you from us. He saved my life.
You're both just awful.
So they fight, and May pushes Osha off a 3-foot ledge and she lands in some soft mud, but this somehow knocks her out cold. She is so knocked out, in fact, that May actually undresses her sister and leaves her to die in the forest. This bitch is a complete sociopath, as 30 seconds earlier she was saying this.
I love you.
But now she is trying to kill her sister for the 2nd time.
You're a little cunt.
She goes on to give herself a lightsaber haircut to match Osha's, which is contrived as fuck. I mean, these sisters have not seen each other for 16 years, and yet the pair of them have the same exact haircut with the red dye as well. Shills, of course, try to defend this by saying it's the same haircut they had when they were kids, and that Osha would have kept it to remind her of the witches. The two problems with that, however, is that Osha was taken by the Jedi who teach her to let go of attachments, so of course that includes terrible haircuts. And 2, why would she keep the same haircut as her sister, who she believes killed her family, and be reminded of it daily?
Why? I tell you why. I don't know.
Surely you would try to distance yourself from that person as much as you could. It doesn't make sense. However, the real problem is that if it wasn't for this enormous convenience, then May would not have been able to trick Sol into thinking that she is Osha. Again, some people will say Sol isn't tricked, he's suspicious of her. Well, if that's the case, then why does he take the chance to leave Osha behind on this incredibly dangerous planet with a fucking Sith and some carnivorous animals nearby, just to go with a woman who will try to kill him when his guard is down?
That is really stupid.
Also, Sol should have been able to sense that May is not Osha because they are friends. But because the writing is shit, he doesn't. And if that wasn't bad enough, May has a giant tattoo on her forehead that's as obvious as Agent 47's barcode. He should easily be able to see the giant white tattoo she's got on her forehead, but he doesn't, because once again the show was written by morons. Now, I don't know if this was on purpose, but did anyone else notice that Sol is the sole survivor of the Jedi? So the episode ends with May going along with Sol to try and kill him, even though she gave up on her revenge last episode.
What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
And Osha is being looked after by Discount Ezra Miller, who force heals her wound, even though 5 minutes earlier he was trying to kill her.
That doesn't make sense.
Anyway, with all that bullshit, that's the end of episode 5.
That was awful.
None of the characters dying had any sort of impact, because the show never spent any time trying to build them up. They have no personality or characterization. But the worst characters in this are the asshole twins, who are the least interesting people in this entire show. If everyone but Sol died and we followed him from here on out, I have no doubt that the Acolyte would massively improve. But unfortunately we are stuck with them, and the only good thing, which is the fight scenes, are massively undercut by dumb decisions that ruined what could have been the only good episode in this series. Unfortunately, I know that the wankers on Twitter will be coming in their tighty whities when they watch this episode, not bothering to pay attention because they are distracted by the flashy lightsaber fights. You know, used condoms like Paul Tassi come to mind. This episode simply wasn't good, and what's sad is that this is probably the best we are ever going to get.
That's just sad.
Anyway, on that depressing note, that was episode 5 of The Acolyte.
It's a piece of shit.